Constitution's just a ghost in chains. Freedom slipping down the drains. Rise up, break the chains. No billionaire should run the game. Lying, scheming, stealing rights. If we don't fight, we lose tonight. End of democracy comes in waves. Justice buried in shallow graves. Stand up loud, don't be the slaves. Unmake the cage, unmake the cage. Tick tock, time's running out. They're burning the laws, there ain't no doubt. Oh no, America, what you gonna do? Rights getting burned and they're coming for you.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. I don't have my lights on. There they go. Woo! We are back, everybody. Welcome back. This is ohnomerica. And it's me, Nora. ohnomerica. Here we are. Yeah, guys, we got something crazy doodles to talk about today. Ironically, I didn't see this whole thing, so we're gonna. It's gonna be a little bit of live reacting to this. But a few hours ago, Elon and the Cheeto in chief held a press conference in the Oval, and some crazy shit happened. Let's dive right in. Let's not belabor it. Here we go. Yeah, let me get my little Cheeto up and running here. Let's just let's take a look at Elon and Trump here and see what it is that they're doing. Are you guys ready? Please buckle up. This is for real. All right, here we go.
Come out, which are rather extraordinary, and I thought I'd play a tape of one of the people who I've respected over the years, from Joe Kiernan and Rick Santelli. This just came out.
What cracks me up is that, like, the press conferences with him, they, especially like these informal ones, always start like he's mid a story. Like we just walked. It's so like, meta, like it's just behind the scenes. We just walked in. And so his assistant comes up. He has no idea what's being played, but just let's look at the propaganda.
And we'll just play that for a second.
Personal income is up 0.8%. That is almost triple the expectation.
Personal income, guys, let's all celebrate. It's up 0.8%. I mean, what? Who is getting excited about that?
Yeah, I'll tell you that the income numbers, really, for the first 4 months of the year, they're stellar. They're really stellar. I mean, I could go back and look at the first 4 months of many different years. Really very strong numbers, and you're right. This administration is criticized for just about everything under the sun. I've never, ever in my lifetime had glimpses into the politics of an administration in the form of transparency like this one.
This has to be AI. This literally has to be AI. I have to, guys, I haven't fact checked this, but this is supposedly a clip from CNBC. Okay. If any one of my mods wants to try and find this clip that he's playing and send it to me in our chat, I will pull it up. But like, this can't even be real. And with Google VO3, guys, this is very possibly AI.
Why don't we be, give credit where credit is due.
I also,
income really shooting up.
Rick, I also thought everybody was going to get one last order of imports that were going to be tariffed, and they were loading up on things. How the hell did they already fix the trade, or not fix it, but to cut it in half? That's crazy. So there wasn't a lot of front loading of.
Look at him. He's acting like what they're saying is facts. It's not. Nothing is good right now.
of things that they needed before the tariffs
Look
hit?
at guys, I told
Yeah,
you.
I'll tell you what, it really does call into question some of the conventional wisdoms. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next month when we get this number, or we see some of the other numbers like current account, see how they fared. Because I don't know, I've been watching these numbers a long time. I don't think I've ever seen the trade deficit cut in half in 1 month.
Not bad. Right? Not bad.
Come on, guys.
Not bad.
I see Howard and Scott are here, so it's great.
Oh, good.
You guys
It's
want to
great.
stand over
We've
here?
got
You might
Howard
as well.
and
You're the
Scott.
ones that help produce those numbers, and it'll only get better. The tariffs are so important, and that's why we were so happy with the decision yesterday, where the tariffs continue, because without the tariffs, our nation would be imperiled. We would really be imperiled.
We'd
I
be-
think I can
guys,
say that with great surety, Scott.
Where would we
Howard.
be?
And so we were very happy to get that decision, that big decision yesterday. And today it's about a man named Elon, and he's one of the greatest business leaders and innovators the world has ever produced. He stepped forward to put his very great talents into the service of our nation, and we appreciate it. And I just want to say that Elon has worked tirelessly helping lead the most sweeping and consequential government reform program in generations. And you know the kinds of things that he's found and his people have found. He's brought a group of very smart people in, and they found things that are pretty unbelievable. I have to say that
They found things that were unbelievable because none of them are true. Unbelievable is correct. Unbelievable is correct. Now, I want you guys to study Elon's body language during this press conference, because he is agitated. He is supremely, like, literally just not pleased with, you know, this whole situation. Also, why does Elon have a black eye? What happened? You guys haven't found the CNBC thing? I know. I'm trying to find. Like I went. Well, that was playing. Let me play this. I'll look.
the numbers that we're talking about are substantial, but they're going to be very much more substantial with time, because many of the things that we're working on right now, we're going to have to remember Elon as we find them, but the numbers could double and triple, because many things, we don't want to go out with them until we're sure, but we've found things that are unbelievably stupid and unbelievably bad. With the Department of Government Efficiency, Elon's delivered a colossal change in the old ways of doing business in Washington. Doge has installed geniuses with an engineering mindset and unbelievably talented people in computers. I actually asked Elon one time, what's their primary thing? And they have a lot of primary things, all having to do with being smart. But he said the thing that they're really the best at is working with computers, so that they can't be outsmarted by somebody that's not so honest, that happens to
His
also
son
be good.
smacked him? Stop. Elon's son smacked him in the face? That's, I mean, listen, I've raised 4 children. That can happen. But is that for real? I mean, that's a fucking hella black eye.
With computers, but not as good as these people. But the mindset in the senior ranks of every federal department, and it's really changed. And with Elon's guidance, they're helping to detect fraud, slash waste, and modernize broken and outdated systems. So as you know, we're talking about various systems and changing systems. And, sadly, it takes a long time to do that. You'll change, let's say, a system at IRS and computerize it properly, where the job can be done in 1/10 the time, but it takes sometimes years to rebuild those systems. But we've started, in many cases, I will say that this has less to do with Elon, but the air traffic control systems, we're bidding out to the best companies in the world, those systems right now.
Why are we bidding out to other countries? I thought this was all about making America great again and doing everything here. And you're threatening American companies with outrageous tariffs if they don't start manufacturing here. Yet our air traffic control system's totally fine to get from another country. Make that make sense.
They were what the previous administration was horrible what they did. They spent billions and billions of dollars, and in the end, it didn't even come close to working. They tried to hook up wire to copper, and it can't be done.
We're talking about the wire to
they just
copper
spent
again.
billions of dollars and just wasted money. Actually made the system much worse. So we're going to get a brand new modern system. Congress is working with us on that, and we're going to get it done as quickly as we can. But it's in the works, and once it's done, it'll be good for 30 years. But we have a system that's 48 years old and would have a modern computer hooked into a very outdated computer, and they don't hook up. I mean, they didn't hook up. So
no, this is what now. This part is factual, okay? Because of the nature of the older system, modern technology, they do not talk to each other. They don't speak the same language, right? So that's facts. However, yeah, I don't know about that.
So after spending billions of dollars, they turned on the system, and in never any cases from local to countrywide, they never worked. More than 75,000 bureaucrats have voluntarily left their taxpayer-funded jobs.
Look at his folder, guys. You can see how big that font is from here. That font is like this big. It's as big as my glasses, y'all. He cannot read. He has to have bullet points.
Come out and really do the job. Countless wasteful and unnecessary contracts have been terminated, and you know that we have terminated many contracts, and many contracts, Elon, are right now being looked at, and it may be 6 months, it may be almost.
I found the video. I found the video.
And it underscores, we could talk about a lot of issues, but when you look at income for the first 4 months of the year, they're powerful numbers, Joe. Up 0.6 in January, up 0.7 in February, up 0.5% last month, up 0.8 this month. This is a great 4-month start to any year. Now, with the income shooting up, and by the way, 0.8 is the strongest income month-over-month jump since May of 21, when it was 1.9. If we look
since May of 21, when who was president? Oh, right, Joe Biden, which is still better than the current economy. They cut that part out. They cut that part out. They didn't want to hear anybody.
Spending comes in exactly as expected, up 0.2. This follows an up 0.7 number, which was the best since December of last year. Now let's look at real.
Again, it was still better last year under Joe Biden than President Trump.
Spending adjusted.
Look at the Dow. Guys, the Dow has crashed out. The Dow is so fucking down. Look how they're just showing you. This is just today. This is today's Dow. Okay. This is how they try to manipulate the perception. Okay. Let's go to the Dow Jones. Let's go to the Dow Jones today. Okay. So this is around 10 a.m. Okay. And that's where it closed. That's 1 day. Let's go to the 5-day. Let's go to the 1 month. Let's go to 6 months. That's where we're at. Here's January. We went up, crash, and we haven't even come back up to pre-inauguration levels. Okay, so stop trying to lie to everybody about how everything is better now. It's not. Okay, let's go to the 5 years. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. Under Joe Biden, look at that stock market. We haven't even come back above the peak Joe Biden in November of 2024. Now, Trump wants to, when this was happening here, when Trump won in November of 2024, right? He took all the credit, guys, right there. He said, this is the Trump economy. And then it crashed out. When did it crash out? There's December, right after Christmas, crashing out. And there's inauguration. Okay. Straight down since inauguration. And we haven't come back even to when Trump claimed the economy in November. Again, please look at all the numbers. If you look at one day, sure, it's not too terrible. If you look at the week, it's kind of, it's really not going anywhere, is it? The month, okay, a little bit better. 6 months, hot dog. This is the economy we're in. Okay? Please, guys, do yourself a favor and look at all the graphs. This is just bullshit. That's just fucking propaganda. Okay? It's just fucking propaganda to make people feel like we're not in the middle of a fucking depression. Okay? Let's get back to this idiot.
A year in some cases. We're going through procedures. We're going through courts. And we'll remember you as we announce billions of dollars of extra waste.
We'll remember you. Remember Elon, guys. Remember Elon.
Fraud and abuse. Just as an example, Doge canceled $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. $101 million.
That's not something to brag about, sir. You're a DEI hire, okay?
$1 million, and that was just a small section of the Department of Education. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Really?
And the landlord never made the kind of money that he made in the last short period of time. $59 million to a hotel in New York City. $45 million for diversity, equity.
That sounds like what we pay for your golfing weekends at fucking Mar-a-Lago. And you want to be mad because it helped people.
And inclusion scholarships in Burma. Does anyone know about Burma? $42 million for social and behavioral change in Uganda. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. I can say it's $2 billion to Stacey Abrams.
He just spit out his Adderall. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? We're going to go back. We're going to go back. And we're going to play it super slow. Watch his Adderall fly out of his face. Ready? We'll play it at quarter speed.
The social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. I can say it's
here it comes.
$2 billion.
Did you guys see it? Did you see it fly out of his face? Yeah. Yeah. He does that a lot. Just little chunks of Adderall flying out of his face or a tonsil stone. Either way, gross. Like, let's brush Pop-Pop's teeth here. Okay?
Dollars to Stacey Abrams and her environmental movement. There was $100 in the account, and all of a sudden they found $2 billion in the account. And I assume that
no one found $2 billion in an account. That didn't happen.
That's being looked at. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I assume that's being looked at. Think of that, $2 billion. And then Lee will tell you there's another one over there for $20 billion.
Has anybody ever just been digging around all the accounts they have and just found $2 billion? Please put a 1 in the chat if that's happened to you. I've never found more than like a couple quarters in my couch. When the fuck are people just like, oh, you know where I'm going to put this billions of dollars in this rando account? Like, okay, I would like to find that. Can someone help me to find that?
Being spent on another environmental cause. $20 billion, not 20 million, a lot, not 200,000, which is a lot. So think of it, in her case, you have $100, and now all of a sudden she gets hit with an infusion of $2 billion just before I take office.
Was that money approved by Congress to help with environmental stuff? If so, what the fuck are you doing with it? That's not for you to touch.
$20 million for Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. Nobody knows what that's all about. Nobody's been able to find it. $8 million.
It's Sesame Street in Arabic, I think. Maybe you didn't know.
$1 million for making mice transgender. So they spend $8 million on
that's not
making
a thing.
Mice transgender, and those are better
I
than
like my mice
many of the others. I
transgender.
could sit here all day and read things just like that, but we have other things to do. So it's much, much more than just that. We're totally committed.
Did you see how he had to read that off of the paper? I could sit here and read that all day. That was a literal script, guys. He's reading a script.
To making the Doge cuts permanent and stopping much more of the waste in the months to come. We want to get our great big beautiful bill finished and done. After that, we're going to be, we put some of this into the bill, but most of it's going to come later. We're going to have it cauterized by Congress, affirmed by Congress. In some cases, we'll make cuts. In some cases, we'll just
Did
use
you hear
it
what he
in a
said?
different.
We're going to have it notarized by Congress. No, bitch, it has to pass Congress. They have to vote on it. Congress is not a notary republic. It's not a notary. They vote and they represent the desires and views of the people who voted for them. That's how a democracy works. That's how a representative democracy works.
Layer to save the money, but it's hundreds of billions of dollars. Doge is also fully modernized the federal retirement process and continues to work very hard on the IRS
Well, the federal
modernization.
retirees are
But
fucked.
we're taking that over with Doge. Many of the Doge people, Elon, are staying behind too, so they're not.
Notice
leaving.
how, guys, do you notice how all the words are only written on the top half of the paper? He cannot even, he can't function his neck to look at the bottom half of a piece of paper. This is how absolutely lazy he is. It's only like a paragraph here at the top.
Elon's really not leaving. He's going to be back and forth, I think. I have a feeling. It's his baby, and I think he's going to be doing a lot of things.
Why does
But
Elon
Elon's
always
service
look
to
like
America
this?
has been without comparison in modern history. He's already running one of the most innovative car companies in the world. You look at his factories and compare them with some of the old factories we have, and it's a big difference. And the most successful space company, and I guess in history you would have to say the largest free speech platform on the internet, etc.
Twitter is now the largest free speech platform, guys. What? He's saying it's bigger than Truth Social? Not his baby.
Yet Elon willingly, with all of the success, he willingly accepted the outrageous abuse and slander and lies and attacks because he does love our country. I know that very much. He loves our country. He comes from
Loves our country. He's an immigrant, but he loves America.
another country, a country that's going through trials and tribulations, I would say.
No, that was disproven. You're completely wrong. It's propaganda. There's no white genocide in South Africa.
But he's all about the USA, and Americans owe him a great debt of gratitude. So I just want to thank Elon for his time as a special government employee. Can you imagine? They call him an
Special government employee. He's wearing his the Doge Father shirt. It's the Doge Father.
employee, but it's a special government employee, and for coming and helping us, and he really has changed the mindset of a lot of people. A lot of people thought, maybe we'll cut 1% or 2% or 3%. Then they said, well, we can cut a lot more than that, and we're going to do it very surgically. We're going to continue on the march. We're making America great again. When I was in Saudi Arabia, we were in, as you know, 3 really great countries, predominantly the 3. Qatar was great, UAE was great, Saudi Arabia, incredible.
Yep, they all gave him presents. They're all great. It's great.
Such an incredible experience to be in those 3 countries. But the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and I must tell you, the great leaders of the other 2 that we just mentioned, they all said the same thing, that the United States is the hottest country right now anywhere in the world. And
The United States, so hot, the hottest country. If we were in a bikini contest, we would win. United States, hottest. Hot, hot.
6 months ago, we thought it was dead. It was like a dead country, and it would have been a dead country if we didn't have the right result.
He keeps saying this thing that America almost died. As if America has diabetes and she gained, 600 pounds and we got her some liposuction, y'all, and we did a makeover and now she's great. Great. She's great. Like, no, bitch, you're killing America. You.
On November 5th, there would have been a horrible, horrible situation was going on with the borders, with transgender for everyone.
That's right. Transgender for everyone. If you're not trans, hey, man, fuck you. What the fuck?
Men playing in women's sports and so much more.
That doesn't
but
happen.
They were saying the hottest country anywhere in the world. And then I played that little clip because that was one person who's respected, or two people, because Joe was in that one too. Joe's a good man. But that was one group of people saying something about the success of what we've done over the last 4 months. They cannot believe it. In the one case, they said they've never seen.
He's going to claim that his presidency has been a success. We just looked at the numbers. The same numbers they're trying to manipulate and gaslight the entire country into thinking is a good thing. You can see that it is not good. If he doesn't say like trans every 10 words, I'm pretty sure that, the ultra MAGAs get upset.
Seen anything like it as long as they've been doing what they've been doing. They've been doing it for a long time. So I want to thank Elon for helping. And again, the United.
Thank you, Elon, for helping. That's right. You helped. Helper.
United States right now is the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's no.
United States is the hottest country. We're hot, 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 like Paris Hilton hot before she became a woke liberal bitch. Hot like Jersey Shore was hot. Hot like when I was on The Apprentice. You guys thought I was hot. I was hot. I am hot. It's hot.
Country is hot, and we're doing really well. We came when I left.
Elon is having a total Aspie's ADHD moment. He's having hallucinogens.
Left, we had no wars, we had no problems.
What is he
we
looking
defeated
at?
ISIS, we rebuilt our military, and we had no inflation. And
no inflation. We just rip you off everywhere, and corporations get more profits and tax cuts.
And when I came back, we had a lot of inflation. We had wars all over the place. We had the embarrassment in Afghanistan where we gave up billions and billions of dollars of military equipment.
Gave up that equipment to the Afghans. Just so not hot. Unhot.
Embarrassing moment in the history of our country, I believe. I believe that strongly. We have Russia with Ukraine. We had the attack on Israel in October, the horrible attack, October 7th. Horrible, horrible attack. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
No, actually, we've seen worse than that because Israel's committing genocide right now. So it's actually worse. We've actually seen a lot worse.
And now we have something where we're really healing a lot of that. We stopped India and Pakistan from fighting.
You had nothing to do with that. They talk to each other. Look, even Elon's like.
I believe that could have turned out into a nuclear disaster. And I want to thank the leaders of India, the leaders of Pakistan, and I want to thank
I want to thank the leaders of India and Pakistan. I have no idea who they are. I don't know them. They're not hot. You know what's hot? America's hot.
People also, we talk trade. And we said we can't trade with people that are shooting at each other and potentially using nuclear weapons.
We can't trade with those guys. They're just not hot. Not hot.
And they're great leaders in those countries, and they understood and they agreed. And that all stopped, and we're stopping others from fighting also, because ultimately we can fight better than anybody. We have the greatest military in the world. We have the greatest leaders in the world. We put one of them in charge of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, as you know, General Raisin Kane. And we wiped out ISIS, completely wiped out ISIS in 3 weeks. They said it would take 5 years.
Wiped out ISIS. So hot. So hot.
And we did it in 3 weeks. And that's the way it is. But we don't want to have to use our military. We want to be peace through strength when we can. And that's the way we're going to have it. So I just want to thank Elon and all of his people. Most of those people are staying. Almost all of them are staying, and they're going to be with us. And you're going to see the results coming long into the future. Even a year and 2 years later, you're going to see a lot of the results. And those hundreds of billions of dollars are going to be adding up, and they're going to continue to add. It'll be interesting, really interesting.
The hundreds of millions that you said now are going to get bigger because math. Like, no, that's not how that works. If you cut off programs, you can't keep saving money from something that's not there. It doesn't exist.
To see what the final number is going to be. But again, Elon gave an incredible service. Nobody like him. And he had to go through the slings and the arrows, which is a shame because he's an incredible patriot. The good news is that 90% of the country knows that, and they appreciate it, and they really appreciate it.
Guys, let's do a quick survey. Do 90% of you know that Elon's a patriot? I'm sorry, what? Elon Musk is so anti-American. It's unbelievable. He's a capitalist. I'll give him that. But yeah, no.
What he did, and I gave him a little special something. We have here a very special that I give to very special people.
Okay, are you guys ready for what Elon Musk is about to get here? Here we go.
I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country. Thank you.
That is a key to the White House. He is giving out, 1 second, guys. Hang on 1 second. Where's my thing? Hang on. Sorry, my teen needed some help here. Oh, someone at your Whole Foods. I bought the car before I knew Elon Musk was an asshole. Elon Musk was always an asshole. I don't buy that excuse. Yeah. So this is a key to the White House, guys. You know, like how people get like a key to the city of a specific city, showing that they are like, you know, they're welcome anywhere, they're welcome anytime. Who gives out a key to the White House? So there's a big ass golden key. Let's see what Elon has to say. Wrong button.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Get the fuck out of my office.
The luck of this is amazing.
That's right. Large luck.
Well, let me say perhaps a few words. That this is not.
Look at Trump already. Why? I just told you to take care of yourself. I said nice things about you. You can fucking leave.
The end of Doge, but really the beginning. My time as a special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So that you know, it comes with a time limit. But the Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence.
Which is also illegal. The Doge Department of Government Efficiency has not been voted in by Congress. It does not exist. Those people should have access to nothing.
Will only grow stronger. It's I liken it to sort of Buddhism. It's like a way of life. So it is permeating throughout the government.
Doge is a way of life, guys. It's a way of life.
And I'm confident that over time.
Look at how agitated Trump is. He's so agitated. He wants Elon the fuck out of there. He gave him a gold thing. Now get the fuck out.
We'll see $1 trillion of savings and a reduction in $1 trillion of waste and fraud reduction. The calculations of the Doge team thus far, in terms of an FY25 to FY26 delta, are over 160 billion, and that's climbing. We expect that number will probably go over 200 billion soon. So, I think
no, it's not going to. In fact, they've proven that most of your numbers were absolutely wrong. You haven't even actually saved $1 billion.
The Doge team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll continue to be visiting here and be a friend and advisor to the president, and I look forward to
a friend. So happy you guys are friends.
Time spent back in this amazing room. By the way, isn't this incredible? Look at this.
No, it's awful. It looks like a tacky, fucking cheap motel with a vibrating bed that has semen all over it.
Incredible. It's stunning, I think. The way that the Oval Office, the president has just completely redone the Oval Office. It's beautiful. I love the gold in the ceiling.
Thank you.
Did you put a mirror up there too?
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's been there a long time. That was plaster. Nobody ever really saw it. They didn't know the eagle was up there, and we highlighted. It's
oh my God.
Essentially, it's a landmark, a great landmark, and that's 24 karat gold, and everybody loved it, and now they all see it when they come in. So
he gold leafed the eagle on the ceiling, guys. Because nobody ever saw it. We've seen it in every single movie that's ever happened about the Oval Office because it's iconic. You don't have to gild the lily.
It's been good.
The Oval Office finally has the majesty that it deserves thanks to the president.
I feel like I'm watching a porno right now. I feel very dirty.
So I look forward to continuing to be
Look at him, like just trying to wish him out of the room.
a friend and advisor to the president, continuing to support the Doge team, and we are relentlessly pursuing $8 trillion in waste and fraud reductions, which will benefit the American taxpayer. That's it, really. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Right.
Great job.
Now look, now Elon stands there and takes applause instead of leaving. He says thank you to him. He's like about to leave, but he doesn't.
Thank you, President Trump. The president mentioned that you had to deal with all the slings and arrows during your time at Doge. There's this.
Well, some of the people, some of the media organizations in this room were the slingers.
Well, there is a New York Times report today that accuses you of blurring the line between.
Is the New York Times, is that the same publication that got a Pulitzer Prize for false reporting on the Russiagate?
Look at now Trump's happy. Now Trump's happy because he's clapping back at the reporters.
Is it the same organization?
I gotta check my Pulitzer counter.
It is.
I think the judge just ruled against the New York Times for their lies about the Russiagate hoax, and that they went.
It's not a hoax. Both of you are bought and sold, paid for by Putin.
Have to give back that Pulitzer Prize. That New York Times. Let's move on.
Okay, then
Next
President
question.
Trump. I got one for President Trump. So President Trump.
Yeah, see, once again, Elon's overstayed his welcome. Look at Trump is immediately pissed. Like, why don't you just leave, dork?
Biden aides who used to work here are in talks with Republicans in Congress to go and testify about what they did or didn't do to possibly conceal President Biden's decline. Do you think that Dr. Jill Biden should also have to come in and testify about what she did or didn't do?
Well, I hate the concept of it.
As the first lady? What?
It's the wife of a man who was going through a lot of problems, and everybody that dealt with him understood that.
Sir, are we also going to pull in Melania to testify about your decrepit, the fucking Depends you wear because you're incontinent? I mean, I'm sure Melania could testify to that. About not changing your fucking stank-ass diapers.
I guess it came out during the debate loud and clear. That was the biggest signal of all. They have to do what's right. The country was, there was a lot of dishonesty in the election, as you know, of 2020. That's been now caught. People understand it was a rigged election. And when you go further out, when you see the auto pen, I mean, I think the auto pen is going to become one of the great.
Again, with the auto pen conspiracy. That is bullshit.
Great scandals of all time, because you have somebody operating it, or a
bigger than you being a Russian asset? I don't think so.
Number of people operating, because I knew Joe Biden. Joe Biden was in favor of opening up borders, letting 21 million people into this from prisons and mental institutions and gang members. He wasn't into that at all. And who signed these orders, proclamations, and all of the different.
So now Trump has flipped the script. Instead of yelling about Joe Biden, he's now going to defend Joe because Joe is dying of cancer. So none of the things that he disliked about the previous administration were actually Joe Biden. It was whoever was in control of the auto pen. What?
Different things that he signed that set our country so far back, that was so bad for our country.
With the auto pen, how would it work? Like, we're in the Oval Office right now. If there was a group of rogue staffers that worked for you who wanted to advance a bill or an executive order without your knowledge, how could they do it? How do they go behind the president?
Oh, we've seen it on camera. They bring in a bill. He has no idea, an executive order. He has no idea what it is. They tell him what it is, and then he's like, right. And then he signs it. We've seen it live.
Read your newspapers or your media the next day, and I'd say, well, I didn't approve that, and I would find it. I mean, they wouldn't get away with it.
I would find it.
I'd say, I never signed that. Who the hell signed that? Auto pens, to me, are used to sign letters to people, because we get, I think they said 20,000 letters a week, and you like to be able, when somebody takes a time.
So you have an auto pen that scribbles out your serial killer signature with a Sharpie to sign letters that you don't write. Okay.
To write a letter, it's nice to sort of write back. And auto pens are meant for that. Auto pens are not meant to sign major proclamations or tax cuts or borders, anything having to do with the border, which is so important. And if it happened on my watch, I would be able to see it, because the next day or sooner I'd be reading about something that I knew nothing about, and who the hell signed this? So I almost never use the auto pen. In fact, yesterday I was signing about 81, I think it was 81 proclamations and statements to people that I think should be signed by us. I think when you write letters to foreign dignitaries or presidents or prime ministers, you should be signing those letters, not done with auto pens. I understand he signed almost everything with an auto pen.
Bullshit.
It's a very
That's not
dangerous
true.
thing. It really means you're not president. Whoever operated the auto pen, and we think we know who that is, and it was actually more than one person, but that's not what the presidency is all about. I hardly use the
reinstate the tariffs on China. You said that they violated the agreement with the U.S.
Well, they did. They violated a big part of the agreement we made. You know, if you read that whole statement, I was very nice to them. I helped them because they were in trouble with the stoppage of a massive amount of business. But I'm sure that I'll speak to President Xi, and hopefully we'll work that out. But yeah, there's a violation of the agreement. Yeah, please.
You helped China. This is the Delulu. This is the Delulu we're in, guys. He thinks he helped China.
Mr. President, can you give us an update to the latest ceasefire agreement that Israel has agreed to, but Hamas still considering?
Well, they're very close to an agreement on Gaza, and we'll let you know about it during the day or maybe tomorrow. And we have a chance of that. And I think we have a chance of making a deal with Iran also. They don't want to be blown up. They would rather make a deal. And I think that could happen in the not too distant future. That would be a great thing if we could have a deal without bombs being dropped all over the Middle East. That would be a very good thing. They can't have a nuclear weapon. We want them to be safe. We want them to have a very, very successful nation. Let it be a great nation, but we can't have that. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
He had to check his notes there real quick.
To
He had to check his notes. Come here, Bubbas. Good boy.
with Iran.
Mr. President, question for Elon.
Yeah, please.
You said just now that you look forward to being a friend and advisor to the president. So do you
Well, I am.
expect to continue
was
advising the president and Doge informally, or are you going?
Look at Trump. He's like, oh, it took him that long to realize that he wasn't being asked the question, and look how annoyed he is.
To sort of shift your focus entirely to your companies?
Well, I expect to continue to provide advice whenever the president would like advice.
I hope so.
I mean, I expect to remain a friend and an advisor, and certainly if there's anything the president wants me to do, I'm at the president's service.
Mr. Musk, on Doge, you said that there was $1 trillion promise for cuts from Doge.
Yes, I think we do expect over time to achieve the $1 trillion.
But what have you found in your time here was the biggest roadblock to getting those cuts? Was it the cabinet, or was it Congress, or something else? What was the biggest roadblock from your work?
It's mostly just a lot of hard work. It's really not.
It's just a lot of doing a job, guys. You know what? I found out it's hard work. It's just hard to do work.
Any one person or Congress, it's going through really millions of line items and saying just each one of them makes sense or does not make sense. Obviously, at times when you cut expenses, those who are receiving the money, whether they're receiving that money legitimately or not, they do complain. And you're not going to hear someone confessing that they received money inappropriately. Never. They're going to always say that they received money appropriately for an important cause. Naturally, that's.
Yeah, when Congress votes on stuff and then they allocate those funds for things, that's called a budget. And then that's where we're supposed to spend that money. It's not just in like an allowance that was just given out. Yeah. You don't have to, Donna, don't apologize. This is outrageous. If you were not outraged, I would be concerned.
That's what you'd expect. So we just have to. It's just a lot of work going through the vast expenses of the federal government and just really asking questions. What's this money for? Are you sure it's actually being used well? Many times we can't even find anyone who defends it. So for a lot of the expenses, there's actually no defender at all. And then we have to just go work through the process of stopping the spending, where there's often literally no defender. Nobody even knows why the money's being spent. It's truly.
But then what about all the stuff that guy next to you spent? What?
Absurd. I mean, we find situations where there are millions of software licenses with 0 people using them. 0. Exactly. This is the question.
Guys, they figured it out. They handled the budget. Everybody was using a software license from Microsoft Excel. Handled. So glad we figured that out. All those Vista licenses out there, just fucking everybody up. Yeah, when you pay for licenses for shit, it should be organized and people should figure it out. What software licenses are people using or have that they're not using? Are you guys getting scammed by Adobe like everybody else? Maybe Adobe's business model sucks. I mean, like, fuck.
Physical expression. You're like, surely, if there's millions of software licenses, someone should be using them. No, and then we've got to go through the process of saying, okay, look, if no one's using the software, we can terminate this software license agreement. That's everywhere.
Mr. Musk, what do you think would be easier, colonizing Mars or making the government efficient?
It's a tough call, but I think colonizing Mars and making life multi-planetary is harder. And as I said, we do expect to achieve over time the $1 trillion of savings. We can't do it in like a few months, but if you say
Trump cannot stand being second fiddle.
May choose to extend is the middle of next year. Say by the middle of next year, with the support of the president and Congress, could we achieve $1 trillion of savings? I think so. We're on track to do so.
Okay, so I just want to point out, guys, that this news conference is a total of 52 minutes. It took Trump less than 10 minutes to say nice things about Elon and hand him the key and try and usher him out. For 40 more minutes, Elon blabs and Trump is just literally, sitting there being a whiny bitch baby. Okay. Yeah, y'all. This is what the president has time for. He has time to give Elon Musk a golden key to the fucking White House, okay, and thank him for publicly fucking, everything up. And they get to be like, we're still best friends, everybody. We're best friends. Shit is fucked up. I'm going to play for you guys my TikTok before we go because I put some work into this and I would love for you guys to watch it. Where is my TikTok? You don't stop. We'll watch the TikTok I made and then. Ready? Oh, I got to take Trumpety dump off of here.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country. And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till July 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out? 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation, but don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new...
Guys, tacos for everybody. Tacos for everybody. And don't forget, you want to get under a boomer's skin? Tell them they're a chicken. I asked my mom about that today. She says, yeah, that's a thing. Midnight Requiem, I am so sorry to hear that you are being denied what I would also deem as a migraine sufferer life-saving care. That's really fucked. That's really fucked because that is debilitating. Yeah. Yeah. Medicaid and Medicare, they're going to do everything they can to just kill as many people as possible. Don't let them do it. Don't let them kill you. Stay and fight, and try to get your medications from other places, if you can, and pay for it that way. There are cheaper ways, and Botox itself has a program to get it for free. Go to thebotox.com and check them out. And if they will send it to you via your neurology clinic, because they have to like write the prescription, they have to mail it to them, that can help you out. So check with the actual manufacturer. They have plenty. Yeah. Oh, hi, Kathy. Yeah, guys, taco. We got to make taco happen everywhere. Trump always chickens out. Don't forget that. Taco. And he's a chicken shit motherfucker. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you, as always, to my mods. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. We got to stand up. We got to make our voices heard here in America. Don't delay. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, subscribe. Become a member. Hit up my link tree. And I'll see you guys next time.